this. Sorry for two people, but this is good because now the 2-minute timer will be on the recording. Okay, so Jessica, are you ready? Okay.
I'm ready.
When I start that timer, just go.
All right. Good evening, everyone. My name's Jessie, and I'm building Workflow, the Shopify for dance. So Taylor Swift has 23 million followers on TikTok, but an 18-year-old dancer from the Philippines has twice the amount of followers than Taylor Swift. And if you're tuning in to the Olympics this year, you'll see that breaking or b-boying is a featured sport for the very first time in the Paris Olympics. So I've been a dancer for over 20 years. This is my second dance startup. I have over 200 million views on my dance videos on YouTube. I've lectured at NYU on dance culture, and I backup danced for the K-pop group BTS. So I know dance, and it keeps me up at night how the dance market, made up of over 92 million dancers, studios, content creators, teachers, students, and fans all across the US, is still analog and untouched by any tech solutions. So right now, we're just slapping together different apps like Instagram, Facebook groups, Venmo. It's a mess. So I'm building Workflow to streamline all transactions in the dance ecosystem. Our online platform is a 360-degree marketplace where everyone in dance can buy and sell among each other. So let's say you're looking for a wedding dance choreographer, or your next company event could use a fun dance crew performance, or you're a singer looking for a TikTok dancer to promote your song, or if you want to take my 8-week beginner ballet program, you'll find all of these on Workflow, the one-stop shop to discover and book all things dance. We monetize through transaction fees on every sale and a subscription of $99 a year for the seller's software tools, which allows them to 9x their income. We're currently building our MVP, which is going to market this summer, and we have 430 customers on our waitlist. Today, dance is at the forefront of pop culture and entertainment and only continuing to explode in popularity thanks to TikTok and Instagram. And Workflow is the first and only venture-backed tech solution empowering the entire dance market. So join Workflow as we own and increase the GDP of dance and make the world a dancier place. Thank you.
So you mentioned, you mentioned that this is your second dance startup. What happened with, how did the first one go?
Sure. My last one was an online tutorial platform. Started that 10 years ago, right out of college. And it started as a blog, turned into a YouTube channel. And basically, a lot of people around the world were emailing back from our content saying, I just want to learn dance. I want to get better at dancing. So we created online tutorials, but this was pre-pandemic, pre-TikTok, when the idea of learning something, especially something creative online, was really novel and innovative. But I think over time, we weren't necessarily able to keep up with the definition of what a tech company is and couldn't find necessarily the proprietary tech that allowed us to scale to that degree. So it sort of stayed a content lifestyle company, and that's what it is today.
That's great. And congratulations on startup number 2. I know it's not easy to hop back in there. I know you mentioned that there's a lot of different transactions that are happening, from wedding bookings to backup dancers, et cetera. Where are you starting? Because trying to tackle all those at the same time seems quite complicated in terms of being able to onboard all the different users and managing the transactions.
Absolutely. So we are building eventually for all of these different user types. So all the those different parties within the dance market, but we're really starting with the dance teacher as the beachhead. And to get really specific, our MVP is just focused on group classes. So the idea of I'm doing my, Jessie's dance workout, hip hop dance workout class, and you can buy tickets, and I'm self-hosting these events because these are sexy. There's a lot of content that comes out of it. There's this sort of viral growth loops that get created through all those videos. So that's where we're starting. Also because classes are the main way that professional dancers make side income.
Now, one quick one, so that way Bomani has some time. You mentioned you had 430 customers on the wait list. Who are they? Are they dance teachers, or are they making up different types of potential users?
Sure. So we ran a beta test last year, and it was a similar concept, like it was a similar spirit of a 360-degree marketplace, but it was just purely a teacher-student marketplace. And so we just did marketing through social media, and it was pretty 50-50. There was like 50% teachers, professional dancers, and 50% students. And we actually had 11 transactions and almost $1,000 in GMV before we sunset that beta test.
Awesome. Final question in regards to your startup. You mentioned a 9x return. What's the typical sort of return for dance teachers right now? Is it 3, 4, 5? And how did you kind of arrive at 9? I know it's a loaded question, so try your best in the
Yeah.
limited time.
Lots of math. So currently, my friend Alex, he teaches for a dance studio, and this is also just a pattern and a lot of validation that came from different surveys and data that I found, and personal experiences. But working for a dance studio, you get paid around $21 an hour. But my friend Alex, he has his social media following. It's not insane, but people are loyal to him. It's like hairstylists or personal trainers where your clients are loyal to you. And so he self-hosts these classes where he rents a studio, he hires a videographer, and sells tickets through Venmo. And then he makes around $2,600 per class for 2 hours of work, not counting, the choreography and stuff before. But compare that to the $40. And so I took basically the most common ways that people, or most common products that dancers sell, classes, private classes, group classes, and then came to that number as an average.
Awesome. Thank you, Jesse. Okay, Hamilton, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, when I start the timer, you can go.
Okay. Okay, close your eyes. I want you to imagine as far as you can see is plastic. And I want you to imagine it's 100 degrees. Now I want you to imagine that all you smell is the burning plastic. Okay, you can open your eyes. You're back with me now. I'm the founder of Hamilton Perkins Collection. We make award-winning upcycled bags and accessories, all from recycled plastic, billboards, and so much more. We started with Kickstarter. We had a $10,000 goal. We hit the goal in 6 days. We shipped over $25,000 of pre-orders. And that scene, that was me standing in the largest landfill in the Caribbean in Haiti. And I knew there had to be a better way. We went out, we started selling into independent stores. We got our products in over 200 retail locations. We even opened our own retail location. From there, we sold into corporations like Hewlett Packard, a firm, and we even sold into Ellen DeGeneres' company. We went on to sell over 50,000 bags, but guess what? It wasn't enough. We diverted 1 million plastic bottles from going in landfills. It wasn't enough. We saved 500 tons of billboards from going in landfills. Still not enough. The problem is still huge. There's 350 million tons of plastic made every year, and there's 50 million tons of PVC. So we bootstrapped to this point, and now what we're looking for is help. So we got recognized by Pharrell Williams' Black Ambition program. We were a 2023 prize winner. We're a Lacey FBA portfolio company. And now we're in LabStar, which is helping us commercialize technology from the national labs so that we can take raw materials and turn them into products. Today, we know that the problem is big, but with your help, we can reimagine and dream a new material for the circular economy. We're looking to speak to people in sustainable fashion, circular economy, and textile chemistry. Thank you very much.
So I'm actually hearing almost two different business models, and one is creating a new fabric to use for your products out of that. And the other one is really expanding what you already have had some initial success in making the products that you have. There are some already products on the market or fabrics on the market that have successfully created those types of materials. Which is your main focus, or how are you going to split your time? How are you going to split your resources? What is the goal of the product?
Yeah, thank you. So with the bags, we found that there just wasn't enough velocity in terms of being able to sell into larger organizations. So we have been able to pilot with, for example, California Product Stewardship Council to do projects backed by like H&M, Gap, Waste Management to create our own materials. And we know that the statistics are still less than 1% of that PET, and the cotton is being recycled. There's not like, even though there's a lot of competitors, technically, there's a lot of companies already doing it. We just look at it as there's more validation. We're in the door already with companies like LVMH, and so we look to be able to. We're already in talks there, so we're looking to be able to own a piece of the market, and we want to create a new material that isn't on the market currently, and that's where a lot of our IP will focus when it comes to licensing and developing our own patents. We're in the Microsoft Make What's Next program, which is also affording us our own ability to create our new material for fashion and other downstream industries.
Fantastic. Well, congratulations on all the progress so far. I know bootstrapping versus raising capital is two completely different mindsets. What would you use $1 million to do?
Yeah, so we would do people, product, and promotion. We know that, for example, we definitely can use some technical support on our team. We've been able to get some really strong advisors that are centered around the national labs and from the university environment. So we would certainly want to bring them in. Then there's the product side of it. We would love to be able to promote and continue to get the awareness out there. We found that influencers and content creator seeding works really well. So we're able to put product out there, get returns, and be able to scale that way. And then lastly, just invest in our platform and in the actual tech, the underlying deep tech. So making sure that we're able to scale up from kind of bench scale and into pilot and into commercialization.
Hamilton, how big is your team, and what other people specifically do you want to add to your team? I know you mentioned there's some other people, advisors, people that are working at companies, but what specific positions would help you pioneer to the next stage?
Yeah, right now we're a team of 3 with those being on the operating side, and then we have another 3 that are advisory, and they all are mostly either fashion or textile or chemistry related. And as far as rounding out our team, we are looking at a research role, so someone that has experience working with preferably PET or PVC or other industrial decarbonization efforts. And then we would love to be able to bring on someone to help us with business development, someone that can help us get in the door. Ideally we would poach someone from kind of like, Real, or someone that's been at Depop or some of these other companies that are like more publicly traded that might be looking to get back into the game in terms of startup world.
Awesome. Thank you. Okay, we're going to jump right into Krista. And then, yeah, just founders, make sure we're going to be a little stricter on that 3-minute Q&A. So just try to get quicker answers. And I want to give Bomani more time to ask the question. So, okay, so we're going to get started on Krista when you're ready. All right, cool. I'm going to start the timer.
Hi, my name is Krista Tipton. I'm a licensed clinical social worker and the founder of a social impact company, Puzzle Connector. I have a patent pending product that improves talk therapy and communication within teams. We use blank jigsaw puzzle pieces to make understanding ourselves and each other more fun, visual, and kinesthetic. It's a low-tech tool with high-tech applications for all ages. After a decade of working with people in their most vulnerable and at many times most dangerous moments, I needed to create something preventative, innovative, and fun that could help us all reduce this epidemic of loneliness and build connections with each other. We all fit into this world a different way, and we don't always feel understood. Finding clarity in yourself and shared language is necessary for good health. We make that process more bearable and even enjoyable. There's a special focus on neurodiversity, usability with varied learning styles, and trauma-informed practices to make that happen. The business model is a product line that is both business to business and shipped to the consumer. There's a learning platform with continuing education for mental health professionals providing talk therapy, in-person and virtual, as well as trainings for businesses who want to provide employee enrichment or need assistance with difficult internal conversations. The utility patent will also be licensed to puzzle manufacturers for revenue and potential exit. To increase social impact and achieve B Corp status, there's also a Puzzle It Forward program, Buy a Puzzle, Give a Puzzle. We are committed to the UN SDGs 3, 5, and 10, good health, gender equality, and reducing inequalities. We want to improve access to services and support under-resourced individuals, including governmental organizations and public libraries. For all of us, no matter what age, Puzzle Connector can help increase a sense of connection, mindfulness, and well-being. We learn and retain information better with play, and hard work and fun are not mutually exclusive. That's why we need your help to bring Puzzle Connector to the people who need it the most.
I think Bomani should go first this time. He keeps getting cut off there at the end.
We'll flip it around. As far as your business is concerned, you mentioned it's a B2B2C as well as like just trainings for businesses.
Right.
Which side of the business do you see the highest return on investment? Do you feel like it's from yourself to consumers, or do you feel like you have a bigger opportunity leveraging your business to training facilities and businesses of those types that will then use your platform with consumers?
I think the higher return on investment will actually be with businesses, medium to large, that will pay for the privilege of having these programming. And then that will fund under-resourced organizations that need it more, but cannot have that affordability for it. So I think that there will be a bigger return on investment there, but higher usage by therapists and by these organizations that need it the most.
Thanks so much, Krista. My question is, as you're selling into these organizations and practitioners, what's sort of the one line pitch that actually gets them? And what I'm trying to get at is like, what's the metric? What's the reason why they should support your organization and your product as opposed to an alternative?
Okay. Well, as far as the product is concerned, play is vital. And we learn in different ways, and we need more support, some of us, that other than just talking. And so this is a way to have employee retention and client retention. And I think that that is the biggest pitch there, as well as just another tool to utilize already existing well-established therapies. What was the second part of the question? I'm sorry.
I'll let Charlotte go next.
Okay.
You have a lot of different parts of this. So what is your actual, who are you? I mean, I know you mentioned who has the highest return and how it's working, but what have you so far? Let me back up. Do you have you released this product or done a pilot with anyone? You have multiple streams of income potential, but it's a lot of them and they're very different. So who are you focusing on? What have you actually done so far to narrow it down to which ones will work?
So focusing on it, I've had business students conduct qualitative and quantitative surveys for therapists across the United States to see if there was even a need for this product. I have piloted it with different therapists and coaches to determine what's the best usage, how many pieces are the best initial set, what CEs or curriculums that they want the most. And there's also an app with it that's pre-post survey. So to be able to get valid reviews from the customers and the clients themselves. So I hope that answered it.
Awesome. Thank you, Krista. Fatima, are you ready? All right, cool.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna start the timer.
Stuck in a legal crisis? Have you ever needed a lawyer? We will help you get matched with a reputable lawyer within 24 hours. Right now, 92% of Californians have unmet legal needs. At some point in their lives, everyone needs a lawyer. And the current process to find a lawyer is a nightmare. Recently, my co-founder Rachel urgently needed to find a lawyer, and it took her over 2 weeks to find one. She spent hours Googling lawyers in the area, went through a list of search results, visited several websites, filled out contact forms, and then waited for a call back. There was no easy way for her to talk to someone immediately and to get the right guidance or even know where to start. In 2023, the global legal services industry generated $839 billion in revenue, with many firms spending up to 49% of their revenue on marketing. Morgan & Morgan, one of the biggest plaintiffs' law firms in the US, spent $130 million on marketing alone in 2019. The current system is designed to confuse and let the best marketer win, not to serve you, the consumer. Right now, a multitude of platforms exist, but none of them have a great user experience or immediate booking options. Fast Law solves both sides of this problem by letting you schedule an appointment with a reputable lawyer in our network immediately, in your language of choice and with past client testimonials. We monetize by charging lawyers a subscription fee to list on the platform. I'm Fatma Khan, an attorney with 14 years of experience in tech, most recently a legal leader at Okta and Demandbase. My co-founder, Rachel Sau, is a product leader with 14 years of experience launching 0 to 1 products that have found commercial success, most recently at Google and PayPal. We know law and we know tech and how to navigate this landscape for you. Join us in making legal help accessible and efficient.
Romani, you want to go first?
Yeah, so one of my first questions, you mentioned that you have an extensive network, great lawyers on the platform. Is there a ranking system to filter out and a criteria of what you gather as like a top tier lawyer based on subject and industry? You mentioned tech too. Is it just tech lawyers? So it's sort of a two-part question there.
Yeah, so I'll start with the second part of your question first. Right now, we're going to start by focusing on the personal injury niche. They spend the most on marketing and customer acquisition, and they really pay for these current platforms on the market right now and often receive really low quality leads. So that's one area we're trying to start with. In terms of the ranking and the sort of personalization to who you find, that will probably come later in our platform. What we're going to try to start with is reviews, just because so many people try to find somebody that has some type of client review. And then we'll start with that, eventually, hopefully go to something with a deeper level of personalization.
Congratulations. It sounds like a very needed problem that needs to be solved. In terms of where you're at so far, where can you talk to me about your MVP, any traction, sort of how far you guys have gotten?
Yeah, certainly. So we're pre-product, pre-revenue, but that said, we've been doing a lot of user interviews on both sides of the coin. So through my personal network, we've done a number of user interviews with plaintiffs' lawyers from all types, class actions to personal injury. We landed on the personal injury space after talking to a number of people within my network personally that was interested in this type of product and said that they would want to adopt this type of product and be willing to sign on to a beta of the product, as well as adopt the pilot and pay for it. So we did get traction in that way from the provider or lawyer side. In terms of the consumer side, similarly, we've talked to a number of consumers and they've shown a lot of interest through our personal friends and family network. On top of that, there's one other thing I'm blanking right now, but we did do.
No worries. Let's let Charlotte ask a quick question.
So how are you going to get the consumers onto this site and getting them to use the product?
Yeah, so marketing is going to be the main way. That's going to be our initial focus right now. The way that this is done from a user experience standpoint and marketing it's done very generally. We're going to focus on doing something more targeted and personalized when it comes to marketing. So starting with there and then building that out and replicating that model or playbook across various niches.
Awesome. Thank you, Fatima. Okay, Tatiana, you ready? Let's see.
Yes, I am.
Okay, I see you there now. Okay, I'm gonna start the timer.
Hello, everyone. My name is Tatiana Shanklin, and I'm the founder of Zoli. Not only am I a startup founder, but I am also a licensed salon professional. Although I owned and operated a salon suite for over a decade, I struggled to manage my income effectively. Even with sophisticated booking websites and a thriving client base that brought in 6 figures, I still struggle with financial stability because I lacked proper insight into my finances. Well, salon professionals, have no fear, Zoli is here. Zoli is a SaaS platform that provides tools for common tasks like scheduling and managing clients. But what sets us apart is our focus on tools for managing income, which are very uncommon in the beauty industry. Our target market comprises of about 2 million independent salon professionals, and we target them because they're responsible for running their own businesses, and they often contend with untaxed and irregular income streams. Our revenue model is simple. Salon professionals will be charged a $50 monthly fee, and with just a 10% capture of our target audience, annual revenue could exceed $120 million. We've rolled out our website, serving as our MVP, and we're already assisting over 200 salon professionals in managing their income. These users are currently on our freemium model, and our goal is to convert them into paid users. We've streamlined our approach to the market. We focus on 3 channels: social media, beauty expos, and salon suite pop-ups. The audience I solve for aren't just users or customers, they're my peers. So who better than me to solve this problem that I'm deeply ingrained in this industry? We're currently aimed to secure an investment of $200,000, which will be allocated towards refining our current web platform and developing our mobile app. My experiences really showed me that this solution goes beyond just getting clients in the door. Let's help salon professionals manage their income.
My first question for you is you mentioned managing income. Can you be a little bit more specific on what that means, whether that's accounts receivable, accounts payable, taxes? Is it a full suite?
Yes,
all of the above?
Yes, sure. So I struggle between using the word income and finances. So typically it is our income, and it just kind of helps. It's also the finances intertwined. So we help with operating costs. How much does it actually cost to run your suite? And oftentimes we know how much we charge for a service, but we don't account for the cost of goods. And also, like I mentioned, our income is not taxed. So when it comes time to pay taxes, we have to go gather all of these receipts. So we have tools that you can kind of set a percentage. Okay, well, this month I want to set aside 10%. We don't set aside currently the actual amount, but we give you a visual of what to expect to put aside. So when it is tax time, you can go and retrieve everything that, you know what expenses to help lower your tax bill. I'll say that.
Thanks so much, Tatiana. Yeah, I agreed with the chat. It's amazing energy in your pitch. My question to you is, who's the team behind you? It sounds like you have quite a bit of traction already. You have 250 businesses that you're supporting, and as you take on investment, start to grow your operation. Who else do you have in your team?
So I am a solo founder. I've outsourced my software development to a firm in India. And outside of just my peers that I run to for feedback, I do have a group of advisors that are also tech startups and that are venture backed.
What you mentioned, 250 businesses are on your freemium model. Is that correct?
Yes.
How will you move them from freemium to paid models?
So you know how they suggest you to start really scrappy. So we're really scrappy. We do offer the basic tools, but I also want to pair an experience. So I feel once we are able to debug our platform a little more and have just those small little conveniences, then we can introduce a paid model. So right now, and also just to get them familiar with the platform, because a bigger part that we are dealing with is changing the behaviors. So I feel that once we are able to kind of group in with the result of managing the income, just the overall better experience, then we can introduce the paid version.
Will you always have a freemium model for introducing the product and then a paid model?
That's also something I go back and forth with, because I feel to get the basis of it, it's a holistic approach. So if you only manage one portion, you're not getting the full benefit. So that's something that I still have to decide. Thank you.
Thank you, Tatiana. Okay, Christina, are you ready?
I'm as ready as I can be right now.
Okay, I'm gonna start the timer.
Hi, my name is Christina Wilson, and I am co-founder and CEO of Your Prospects. According to the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics, bachelor degree holders on average make $1 million more in their lifetimes than those with only a high school diploma. However, with the cost of attending a four-year university being six figures, college is not financially accessible for everyone. Many students turn to athletics for scholarship opportunities. However, many student athletes struggle to get recruited, not because they aren't talented, but because they lack the financial resources needed to get noticed by colleges and universities. How do I know this? I was one of those students. I was born and raised in the inner city of Detroit. My mom stressed to me the importance of getting a college degree, but couldn't afford to send me to college. I was a three-sport athlete, including being state regional champ in multiple events in track and field. I still didn't get recruited. Not because I wasn't talented, but I just didn't have the resources to get noticed. That was 15 years ago, and you would think with the advancements in technology, things would have changed. Unfortunately, they haven't. That's why I created UR Prospects. Our app is designed to be an affordable option to connect underrated and underrepresented student athletes with underrated and underrepresented colleges and universities. We will leverage AI technology to match our users based on their profiles. For example, our app will recognize that a school has 5 graduating seniors and make recommendations for student athletes to fill those spots based on their profiles. We also can recommend schools to students based on their preferences outlined in their profile. There are additional capabilities that we will have, but that's impossible to explain in 2 minutes. We have completed our MVP and are conducting our initial alpha testing, and we will be releasing our UR Prospects draft card later this month. Thank you for your consideration.
Awesome. Thanks for that. A couple of questions since I'm previous founder and a product guy. As far as recommendations from schools to students, once a student suggests or selects a school, is there any interaction with anyone at admissions or any of the coaches at those schools? Or is it purely just to give them some inspiration on schools they might be interested in based on their interest and profile?
So some of the features I wasn't able to discuss would be a live chat feature and a live streaming feature. So it would be more of an interactive app where you get on there, you have your profile, you upload videos and all the different aspects of what coaches would be looking for. So they'll be able to see their stats, they'll be able to see their contact information for the coaches, they'll be able to track their social media and find everything they need right there in the UR Prospects app. And then coaches will be able to follow students, be able to interact with them and contact their coaches and their parents and really be able to streamline that recruitment process on the app that would help. And we're doing it so that it can help even smaller universities that don't have the budgets to travel from Ohio to California to see 50 games. They can watch and live stream and then interact with the students. So then when they make their official visits, it saves them money.
That's great. Can you share, I know you got cut off right at the end about your MVP. So can you share more about the MVP and the traction that you have so far?
So our MVP is very tech heavy, and me and my co-founder have been bootstrapping the app for the last 3 years. So we have designed our prototype and we have our MVP, but we don't have enough funding to be able to fund the engineering that we need to support the app to be released to the public. So we are actually releasing a pre-product, which is our UR Prospects draft card, which is the LinkedIn QR code. It'll be something like that, but it will go towards recruiting. So they'll have access to the profiles of the app, and we're offering it to students for free and charging the schools for access to those draft cards and all those statistics. We're hoping that that would generate enough revenue for us to be able to hire enough staff, or we win a competition and be able to hire enough staff to be able to launch our main product.
So you mentioned, so the schools would be the people paying for it. Have you done any research or testing or interviews with the schools to see if this is something that they find that they would be willing to pay for, or that they're interested? Absolutely.
We have spoken with college and universities, D1, D2, some D3, and community colleges. We will be charging the students. As of now, we hope not to. We would like to use the social media model to be able to offer it to them for free, but we want to manage having affordable costs for the colleges, universities. The high schools are also consumers, and then also club teams and businesses, because we offer NIL assistance as well. So multiple streams of income.
Awesome. Thank you, Christina.
Thank
All
you.
right, Shahira, are you ready?
Yes, now I'm ready.
Okay, cool. Start the timer.
I'm Shahira, founder of Dirty Cookie. Aren't you tired of sending the same fruit baskets, cookies, and cupcakes to all your friends and family? The edible gifting space is impersonal and hasn't had much change since the addition of chocolate-covered strawberries in 1960. That's why we created Dirty Cookie, a fun, unique, memorable gifting experience. We are known for our cookie shot glass. Yep, it's a cookie in the shape of a shot glass you could fill with milk, coffee, Baileys, and my personal favorite, ice cream. Our cookie shots can be decorated for any occasion, from birthdays to weddings to holidays, you name it. We can also brand them with company logos, so they're amazing for corporate gifting. Dirty Cookie has been featured on Shark Tank, GMA, Today Show, QVC, and much more. We've worked with celebrities like the Kardashians, Adam Sandler, Halle Berry, and some of our current clients right now include Disney, SeaWorld, Google, Netflix. So in addition to our cookie shots, we have launched a full line of stuffed cookies that have been voted by thousands of clients as America's best cookie. So imagine Harry and David, edible arrangements meets Godiva, but for the 21st century. Now let's talk numbers. The edible gifting market is about $100 billion market in the US, and it's growing at a 6% annual rate. And Dirty Cookie, we lost last year. Well, we didn't lose, but last year we had to stop taking orders in October because we didn't have the capacity to basically take on new orders. So we lost about $500,000 worth of revenue. And our biggest challenge is each cookie is handmade. So we are raising $1 million to invest in automation so we don't have that issue anymore. I know Dirty Cookie can get to $100 million in the next 5 years with the right investment and strategic partner. So who's ready to take a shot on Dirty Cookie?
Amazing job. I can go first for the next couple of companies now. Well, thanks again for sharing your story. In terms of, it sounds like you guys have an enormous demand. Can you share a bit more about what your actual traction is? So in terms of revenue orders, numbers, growth that you've seen, seems like you've been in operation for a couple of years now. And so, yeah, if you could just share sort of your growth story, that'd be great.
Yeah, so lifetime sales to date is about $6 million. And yeah, that's our lifetime sales. We're averaging, I mean, fluctuates from about $1 million to $2 million per year, just depending on what we have going on.
And have you sold out before? Or do you
Oh
sell?
yeah, every year, like every year. This is our biggest challenge.
So what do you see as, I mean, you're talking about adding in technology. How scalable do you see this as being? How will you always be manufacturing and sending it out, or what is your plan?
So I actually went to Italy to meet with a manufacturer because our cookie shots are super unique. I created and designed my own molds to make them, and we have a patent on the molds, but that's when we were kind of a lot smaller. Now we're getting orders for like 40 to 50,000 of these cookie shots. We can no longer make them by hand. There's a custom machine in Italy that can be made, and that machine alone is $500,000. So that's the one I really want to invest in, and that will take our capacity from right now, maybe like we're doing like maybe 2,000 cookie shots a day to about 8 to 10,000 easily.
Omani, did you have a quick question?
Yeah, I wasn't sure if Charlotte was done. This is awesome. Great to hear. It seems like $100 million is sort of the target. Is your goal to get acquired, go public? What's sort of
Yes,
your North
get
Star?
acquired. We actually got approached for acquisition last year by one of the biggest edible gifting companies in the US. And just the deal didn't work out, but because we're still, small. But once we get
to a lot more traction, we'd be able to negotiate a much better deal and we wouldn't be kind of at the back end of the deal. So, but that proves that, you know, a $1 billion brand wanted to acquire us, which means we have something going on.
Awesome, awesome. All right, I'll just end this. We're about to go right now. All right, so Steven, are you ready?
Yes, can you hear me?
I can hear you. All right, I'm gonna start the timer.
Wonderful. Hello, everybody. I'm Dr. Stephen Moyo, CEO and founder of Wealthy, a company that's focused on delivering health equity to kids. I want to tell you about Maria, a 16-year-old girl who came into my emergency department after taking 60 pills in an attempt to end her life. Maria was sad. She felt disconnected from family and friends after a recent move, and she was angry, not because she tried to take her life, but because she didn't take enough pills to succeed. My heart broke on the spot. Maria is one of 500,000 kids who showed up to emergency departments in mental health crisis last year. This is costing the health system $1.8 billion. And we know what the fix is. The CDC has showed that connectedness between youth and their peers and caring adults is the #1 protective factor for youth and adolescent mental health as well as physical health. This is why we are launching Vibes. Vibes is a social health community that connects kids to content, community, and care. And this is how it works. It starts with a Wealthy or Wellness Selfie, a mental health assessment that Maria can take either at home, at school, or before a pediatric health visit. Based on the data that we collect, we send her a vibe, which is a short musical message designed to get a youth from where they're at to where they want to be. So for Maria, a vibe might sound like this. I am that girl. I am that girl. I run the city. Yeah, I run the world. My mind is a diamond. My thoughts are a pearl. I keep them shining. I keep them shining. Strength for my mama and strength for my curls. When creating a vibe, Maria's actually engaging in evidence-based interventions for mental health. Things like play, music, positive affirmation, and storytelling. When a vibe is created, we can capture audio, text, voice, as well as different markers so we can understand what is going on with Maria. Based on that, we then send resources to Maria, and we're selling our product at $5 per member per month to health insurers. So we have raised about $1.5 million in non-dilutive funding, and we're a fantastic team that includes an Emmy Award-winning content creator, as well as Lakshman Bangaru, who's our CTO, who's an AI machine learning expert. So we invite you to come vibe with us. Thank you very much.
Thanks so much, Stephen. It was really great to sort of hear the story and sort of the reason why behind why you're building this. I am curious about sort of the user experience around the creation of the vibes and sort of how you would incentivize users to do that. Could you share a little bit more around what that looks like?
Absolutely. One thing that we've been doing is actually reaching youth through K through 12 schools. So the actual creation and engagement with the vibe, it fits with what schools are doing, which is social emotional learning and increasing mental health education. So we can actually embed it into the school system at a sort of institutional level. This capture of youth through the schools is what has the health payers that we're also selling to really intrigued because of that ability to scale. The other incentives is it's fun, it's social. That engagement to create and have music be part of the experience is what youth are asking for. And so we're playing to the things that we know that youth already love to do.
Do you have any evidence that it's worked or that it's successful, or how are you selling it to the health payers in particular? Is it just general sort of emotional learning stuff, or?
So in terms of it's worked and it's successful, we'll be actually doing an impact and outcome study, with Stanford by the end of this year. That's part of what our funding that we have will be going towards. We've based this on tried and true, proven evidence-based interventions. So it's actually designed by things that have studies that are out there that have worked. So it's appropriately designed in that sense.
This is awesome. Good to hear. Dialing deeper into metrics, are you finding that based on the different programs and needs of people, is it sort of a daily active platform, weekly, monthly, and then are you trying to move people from weekly to daily? How are you thinking about as far as just like engagement across the platform as you continue to scale?
Yeah, one of the things that we learned actually working with schools is that when you can embed a health assessment into the daily process of schools, you can actually get really high engagement. We actually learned this helping schools through COVID-19. Interestingly, we got up to like 98% engagement. And so what's happening in K through 12 schools, more and more of them are taking on universal mental health screening and starting the day with the daily wellness check. So by embedding into that school process, we're going to get that really high engagement. And then by creating an app that's fun and engaging, we can continue to engage youth. The key metric we want to track is actually going to be engagement on like Saturdays and Sundays. Will they continue to use the app?
Awesome. Thank you, Dr. Stephen Moyo. This is really
Thank you.
cool. All righty. All right. Manny, are you ready?
Yes, let's go.
Okay, I'm gonna start the timer. All right.
All right. I'm sure everybody has a really cool denim jacket, right? But do you have a denim jacket as cool as this? We're currently tackling problems around environmental impact, waste and pollution, labor rights and working conditions, and supply chain transparency with ethics. Right here in the vibrant streets of South Central Los Angeles, California, and Leimert Park area, we're tackling sustainability. And we're looking to empower our community and teach our community various sustainable solutions. My name is Manny Jackson. I am the founder of Thread House Co. And our brand is based on creating opportunities around sustainable fashion and teaching and how to educate our community. Currently, we're doing a project with Homeboy Threads where we are creating an incubator program to allow the community to learn about sustainable solutions in the textile industry. I'm so excited about this program because this is an extension of the opportunity that we've already been building along with other community retailers, partners such as Soul Folks retailers in the Leimert Park area, where last year in 2022, we had an opportunity to teach and educate our community for 6 months around different sustainable techniques, from upcycling, sorting, mending, reusing dead stock materials, various things. So you asked about this jacket, right? So does your jacket actually reverse the way ours do? I'm sure everybody has a reversible jacket. What's really cool about this project and what we need your help is, we need you all to be able to help fund our next project with Homeboy Industries, where we can then upcycle these incarcerated jail uniforms that's donated on the courtesy of California Product Stewardship Council, so we can continue to expand our job training programs. Also, did I mention?
I gotta stop you there, Manny, but I was
good.
getting excited. Okay, so let's go to
So
the
good.
Q&A.
I absolutely love when you have like visual product cues. That was fantastic, Manny.
Thank you.
Amazing what you're building. And I love like the mission element, sustainability, and especially all the different places that you're pulling the textiles from. My question is, what is the actual model? So is it the incubator program? There's the job training, there's the jacket. So can you help me understand like what the actual focus of the business is?
Absolutely. Everything that you just said. So the incubator program is the job training. So what we're doing is a learn to earn type of program where if you have a skill, you come out and you teach the skill. That helps build and develop communities to understand. Basically, we all have skills that we can learn and share. So if you basically don't know anything about fashion, but you can sort through clothes, right? That's a big part of this mission right here. You know how many hours it takes to sort through things? And then we also have the upcycling side of it. So that's when we can continue to teach our community around different sewing techniques, how to, recycle or how to repair a garment, right? So things comes in and has a hole in it. So we can teach these solutions, also cutting, the safe way of cutting product. So there's so many different things. And then there's the retail portion. We want to sell these jackets. So currently we're launching a campaign right now where we're making 50 different sustainable jackets like this, so we can push this out, so we can begin to bring in the right type of funding so we can get this incubator program running. And
what is your plan?
Go ahead.
What is your plan for selling the jackets that you just mentioned? You're planning to sell jackets.
My plan is to do this, continue to pitch, continue to get involved with different opportunities like this, partner with different organizations. I'm heading to New York next week to speak on the Times Square stage during Earth Day. Right now, we've created a huge campaign where we have about 14 different organizations from all around the world that's going to be spreading our campaign next week talking about this. So what we're doing currently is act locally, thinking globally. And another way that we're going to continue to do this is we're partnering with different social media influencers and also artists, local LA artists like Ty Dolla $ign, where he'll be wearing this jacket and stuff. So we have that already set up on our website. And we also attaching the digital passport that actually shows people how these jackets is being made and telling the story around everything that we're doing.
Manny, love the energy. Is the goal for the incubation, is this something where you want to expand outside of California, specific metros, nationally, globally? What's sort of the goal outside of learn and earn? I get that from an incubation standpoint, but from an impact, I know time's up.
Absolutely. Let me answer that real quick. Yes, this is actually a franchisable model. There's so many individuals that we created and partnered with all around the world with when we did our Upcyclers documentary. There's so many people that's doing the DIY model. Why not bring this into other neighborhoods? Why not bring this into other areas where they can actually use this skill and we can empower each other and give opportunities for us to learn creative new living wages.
Awesome. Thank you, Manny. Love the energy.
Thank
We're going to move forward to Onyagachi. Oh, wait. You ready?
I'm here. Okay.
Cool. All right. I'm going to start the timer.
Hello, everyone. My name is Onyekachi Amadi, and I'm a co-founder and CEO of Mio. Imagine a world where everyone, regardless of skin tone, can treat their acne without fear of hyperpigmentation. That world is now. That world is with Mio. Acne affects nearly 85% of people at some point in their lives, including myself. I still struggle with adult acne as of now. For those with darker skin tones, the treatment options are limited and often exacerbated, like hyperpigmentation due to excess heat trapped by conventional acne patches. This is not only harmful to the skin, but also affects self-esteem, creating a cycle of skin issues and dissatisfaction. Mio introduces the nude pimple patches. You see it. The first tone-inclusive, heat-minimizing acne treatment. Our patches are engineered to be ultra-thin, reducing heat retention and blending seamlessly with the skin. This innovation approach not only treats acne effectively, but also prevents the side effects such as hyperpigmentation that traditionally people with darker skin tones experience. Our unique patches offer a discreet, inclusive, and dermatologically safe solution, ensuring that everyone can step out with confidence by focusing on not only the preventative care of hyperpigmentation as well as acne care. We are not only treating acne, but also protecting against future skin problems. The global acne treatment market is booming. It's estimated to be about $7.8 billion as of 2025. With our focus on inclusivity and innovation, Mio has the potential to tap into a neglected market and compromises millions who are actively seeking effective and safe solutions tailored to their needs. Since our pre-launch, we haven't launched yet. We're planning on launching on the end of June. We have received feedback from over 100 professionals in the beauty space with overwhelmingly positive reviews, and we are looking forward to launching soon. So join us in our new acne treatment today. Oh, okay.
Congratulations. I'm going to let Bomani go first because he keeps getting cut off. So I'll let him ask his question first.
Thanks, Trina. This is great. Love to hear about the professionals. Are you thinking about selling these to dermatologists? Is this a D2C platform? How are you thinking about distribution and getting them into the hands of people that really need them?
So we are planning on primarily focusing on D2C through retailers such as Sephora, Ulta, Creative Beauty, and eventually also, selling to dermatologists. But right now, since the product only contains hydrocolloid, our focus would be D2C. As we start to include more active ingredients, then we would look to also expand to dermatologists.
Charlotte, do you want to go next?
So do you have any, have you done testing on the product to see its effectiveness? Do you have any studies and things you can show?
Well, we don't have any official lab studies because those are incredibly expensive, but we have done group peer review. I do have a beauty community that I've kind of grown for the past 2 years of professionals, primarily MUAs and beauty influencers in the space that we've given it out to. So we've received feedback from about 300 different professionals that has told us about the efficacy. And that's how we were able to remove some of the active ingredients and really just focus on the thinness of the patch itself. We are planning eventually, when we do include active ingredients, to then go to a lab and make sure that it's tested as well for the skin.
In terms of what's next for your company, I know lab testing still maybe a little bit of a ways out, but are you looking at team expansion? Are you looking at a product line? What's sort of next for you in terms of what you're building?
So right now, we are following I guess the roadmap of a very popular pimple patch company, Mighty Patch, where we really want to focus on our hero product, which would be tone inclusivity on the pimple patches, and then eventually really focus on how we can effectively treat active breakouts before we move into pre-active treatments like acne wash, bombs and all of that stuff like that. But we really want to focus and hone in on this huge untapped market within the pimple patch space before we look into do other things. But yes, obviously, very soon.
All right, and I know we only have 20 seconds left, which probably isn't enough time to actually ask another question, but great work on your business. And yeah, excited to potentially be a customer of your product in the future.
Yes, great job. I said, I'm probably your target audience. That seems really cool. So we will get ready then for last but not least, because let me just double check. Frank Gonzalez and Heidi are not on here, right? I don't believe they are. So we're going to lead last but not least with Luciano. Are you ready?
Yes, I am.
All right, I'm going to start the timer.
1 million hours. That's how much time my mother, a 5th grade teacher for over 30 years, dedicated to her students. She inspired me to see learning as something beyond grades. I'm Luciano, CEO of LearnHouse, and I spent 12 years at Intel and learned one key thing: measuring what you want to manage and therefore improve. Andy Grove taught me that. After leaving to do my doctoral research on the impact of emerging technologies, I discovered a 40 billion opportunity for a new market category called intellectual health. That's why we're building Paul. Paul is short for Personalized Autonomous LearnHouse, Paul. It's an AI-powered SaaS platform to help people measure, manage, and improve their intellectual health. The way Paul works is simple. Meet Mary. She's a super busy, single working mom with 3 kids. Her top priority is spending what little time, money, and energy she has to get her kids into in-school honors classes and after-school STEM classes. The problem is they seem busy, but what are they actually learning? How does she even measure it? She can't. She hears about Paul and signs him up using her laptop or smartphone. First, they connect her in-school as well as out-of-school learning activities. Next, each time they work on a learning activity, Paul uses advanced learning science and engineering blended with machine intelligence to analyze cross-functional cognitive skills like strategic thinking, problem solving, and critical reasoning. Finally, she automatically gets easy to understand intellectual health assessments of her kids' growth and development. In a way, she's tracking their brain steps, kind of like Fitbit, but for learning. Our traction to date is last year, we finished Techstars and completed 3 paid pilots. This year, we 10x'd our ARR to 6 figures. We're on track to hit 1 million ARR in the next 1.5 years. We have research partnerships with UC Berkeley and Arizona State University. We're seeking 1 million to implement across middle school, high school, and community colleges. Thank you.
Thank you, Luciano.
Thank you, Luciano. You mentioned universities, is there specific courses, age groups that you're targeting now?
Yeah, we're targeting STEM and STEAM classes for now, just because they lend themselves to kind of these notions of building and developing critical reasoning, strategic thinking, problem solving. So it makes sense that we approach them, and we've gotten the most traction with them to be like, yes, let's use this to quote, measure and improve the things we care about in taking these types of curricula.
Thanks so much, Luciano. It sounds like you have a D2C model. Did I get that right?
We're currently testing both B2B and B2B2C. So on the B2B, we're setting up strategic partnerships with organizations that have access to large pools of different kinds of potential users and customers. On the B2B2C, we'll set up a strategic partnership with usually a nonprofit, educationally oriented, with large members or constituents who gives us access to their pool of parents as well. So we're test driving both.
All right, and just a quick follow-up on that. For the D2C model, because I know that's the example that you gave for the community. Are you expecting parents to pay per child, or what is the business model?
Yes, per family is what we've been testing so far. So it'll be a per family subscription, and they'll have, depending on the number of kids, are all on the platform.
Charlotte, I think you're on mute.
You mentioned that you had some research partnerships with UC Berkeley and was it Arizona State? Can you talk a little bit more about what those are and what stage they're at?
Yeah, definitely. Super in-depth. For example, with UC Berkeley, it's essentially applied research and development, going deep on like, how do you build up learning activity classification and taxonomy systems? How do you build up socially responsive ground truth data sets so that you can do things like develop models and algorithms around those ground truth data sets, as well as developing these construct models? Like, how do you measure problem solving or critical? We had to develop those constructs and therefore performance metrics and therefore ability to evaluate them. So the learning science part is a big part of it, as well as the engineering. How do you go about and build up a tech stack on top of that? And so that's essentially the basis of it.
And who's your team? Do you have a team, or is it you working?
No, we have a small team. So it's me and another co-founder, but we also have a bunch of fractionals as advisors, such as even these universities who serve in a fractional basis.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Luciano. All right, let's just take a breath. That is all the pitches. It is done. I think, they always say, I think everyone's a winner. I really think everyone did a good job. So Allie is going to put Shrina, Charlotte, and Bomani in a breakout room to deliberate. I'm going to play the Zoom elevator music while they do that. And I just want to encourage everyone again to apply for the Startup World Cup. So today, one winner will get a spot, but there's still 9 spots. And like I said, I've already talked to Charlotte and the HumanBulb team, and they're like, everyone is so great. They really think a lot of you guys could be in it. So I'm going to drop that chat in there again, or that link in there in the chat again. I think you guys should all apply, and it's the same questions as the registration for this. So just copy and paste what you sent the last time. But everyone did a great job. I'm so inspired, and I definitely want to stay in touch with everything you guys are doing. And then, oh yeah, so Allie, you gonna put him in the room?
Yes, I will open it up now.
Awesome. Yeah, so Eunice just dropped all our stuff. So follow us on social. And I'm very inspired. Yes, Manny, drop your jacket. I want to get one. Everyone, yeah, feel free to drop your links. Like, here, I want to get that cookie. Everything in here. So Tatiana, I definitely want to share that with my hairstylist. I was gonna ask, are you still doing hair? I'll look for someone in LA. But maybe I can use the platform to find someone. Yeah, so definitely promote yourself in the chat. Oh no, okay. Well, next time. I guess this is called the happy hour playlist.
Great music, Marley.
I hate like just a quiet Zoom, especially like as they're deliberating. So.
Or the Jeopardy theme song. Way too long. This is great.
Getting close, and I'll check with him. Okay, I don't know, that song was kind of messing with my suspense. All right, I just chatted them, so I'm waiting for them to let me know when they want to join back. There's maybe a few more. This song makes me want to watch my favorite show, Sex and the City. That's why I get like why it's happy hour playlist. This reminds me of Sex and the City. I'm gonna go check on the judges. I will be back. All right, I'm back. They said they need 2 more minutes. I guess it's so hard. I'm sorry, everyone. I know the suspense is killing me too. Yeah, it was really hard. Even if I was a judge, I don't know.
Question.
Yeah.
What if I want to update the deck that I just applied for the World Cup?
Wait, so you already applied for it and attached
I already
deck?
applied, yeah, and I include the link there, but what if I want to change it?
So what was your link? Was it like a Canva link by chance? Because you could still go back and change it.
No, that was a Google Drive link, but that was the PDF file, so I can't make any changes to the same link.
Okay.
Why did I do that?
You can email Charlotte
Okay.
Danielson again with your new deck.
Okay, I will.
Do you have her email? I'll put it in the chat.
That's already in the application process, so yeah.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah. Actually, yes, put that in the chat again. Thank you.
Okay, Marley, I'm going to bring the judges back in.
Okay, you guys, the judges are coming back. Okay, all right. So everybody back? All the judges back? Okay, you guys, again, take a deep breath. We had a lot of great contestants and finalists. So I'm gonna do a drum roll. I actually have some news from the chat that 2 founders are actually selected to move forward. And the first founder, oh yeah, let's do our emojis. The first founder is Jesse from Workflow. Yeah.
Congratulations, Jesse.
Congrats, Jesse. All right. And the second winner that's going to move forward is Luciano from Lauren House. Again, everyone was great. Like it would be remiss for you guys not to apply for the Startup World Cup. Really, it would be a complete missed opportunity. So please still do it. Congrats, Jesse and Luciano. I will be following up with both of you guys in a separate email to connect you with Charlotte and Imelda. And I'm going to try to make it in 2 weeks to watch you guys pitch. So I'm very, very excited. And yeah, keep pushing, keep going, showing up, being a part of this series is the first step. Again, everybody was so great. Please apply. Yeah, Sharina is the one in the judge. She said it was so hard to deliberate. So please apply. And not just for this, but other pitch competitions. You only get better the more you pitch and the more you apply. you know, and I used to have like a rule as a founder, like, okay, I'll just like aim to apply to like 10 grants or 10 pitch competitions a month, you know, and all it takes is one. Like how I got all my funding, I remember I applied for like 20 and I finally got one that was like $25,000. So you just never know who's going to resonate with your brand. So yeah, and follow our social media. We share grants and pitch competitions every week, multiple times a week. So definitely follow us on social. And thank you everyone again. We'll be posting this on our YouTube and we'll be sending a survey out too with like the next week or so, because I would love to hear if you guys enjoyed this series, if it was helpful, what other things we should keep doing. And again, I just thought everyone was amazing and I loved hearing from y'all. So feel free to hop off and thanks for joining us on a Tuesday evening. Thank you guys.
Congratulations, man.
Congrats again.
Congratulations.
Congrats.